Hello! How's it going, everybody? My name is Killer B61, and we're going to have a bit of a discussion. Today I'd like to talk to you guys about the bit of a content drought in Destiny right now. If you're like me, and you got Rise of Iron, then you were probably a little disappointed by how quickly you blasted through it. The campaign was so short. It was a good one. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun playing it, and I appreciate the experience. And I appreciate them, Bungie adding the Rise of Iron story into the game. You know, they didn't have to do that. It was a last-minute kind of DLC, like placeholder for Destiny 2 being postponed yet again. But if you're gonna put out content, at least make it worthwhile. Oh, my phone's going off. Worth a decent amount of time. Like, this content drought, I feel, is showed up way faster than anyone expected it to be. If you don't do trials or raid every single weekend, which I don't imagine many of us do anymore because you've got everything. Trials is different. A lot of people still do trials, but like I don't raid that often. Once you've done it, you've done it. You've got everything. There's no reason to go back. If you're not one of those two people that raids every weekend and does trials every weekend, then what are you stuck doing? Strikes, basically. And that gets old so fast. The only real motivator in the game, as of right now, is, well, two things: the promise of new loot and those freaking boxes, those treasures or gifts of the dawning, or whatever the hell. That's not nearly enough to keep players active in this game. Why are you still leaving me? I gotta get the box. Ah! Okay. But yeah, they've tried to minimize that with some live events. The Dawning was fun, and it wasn't like Festival of the Cost, where basically everything that was worth a damn cost money. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that again. That was a terrible mistake for them. We were all excited to have something good, and they ruined it by putting everything behind a paywall. Nobody wants that. It's not fun for anybody. Well, except for Bungie and those people with big wallets. You know, when they keep putting all of the live events behind a paywall, it doesn't solve anything. It doesn't solve any issues. It doesn't create a good. It doesn't create a replayability factor that they're trying to so hard to make. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it because Destiny is a game that I love. I love it so much, and but recently, you know, I haven't played it a whole lot. Maybe I'll boot it up once a week, play for an hour or two, and that's it. Just get my box and leave. I'm done at that point. You know, because there's nothing really appealing to do anymore, especially if you're on the Xbox, because there's content that you're missing. If you want to play the entire Destiny experience and you started it on Xbox 360, well, guess what? I hope you have an extra $400 for that Xbox One and PlayStation, because you're not going to be able to play all the content that is available unless you have that console. You know, there's a lot that Destiny is trying to do to, you know, combat these content droughts. I don't think any other game developer has this kind of problem with their game. Like, once they release the game, they put out 2 or 3 DLCs and then they're done. Bungie has such a community, has a community that is just so hungry for content, and they get angry when there's none that's supplied. Hey, gold contender! Like we were worried about that, but oh shit! I gotta put my gold card. Ah! Ah! Oh no! Oh man, did we make it? Okay, good. Made it just in time. Oh fuck, he's still immune. Get away from me! Stop shooting me! Fuck, he killed me. Yeah, these kinds of strikes, like this one, Tanix Perfected. It's a remastered strike, and this is something that they try to do to expand the content in Rise of Iron, was taking old strikes and giving them a new coat of paint with the Siva and stuff, and that's interesting once, and then after that it just makes me sad. It just makes me sad because I know that something much more interesting could have been put here if somebody just spent a little bit of time to care, you know. I recognize that the entire Bungie development team, excluding 15 people on the live crew, are working on Destiny 2, and that's fine. But, you know, I just feel like maybe if there was a little bit more time spent, that we could have gotten something a little bit more meaningful that would have lasted longer. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I feel like there's a lot started, but nothing finished. Get out of my face. Get out of here. Anyway, that's been my talk. I hope you guys are still entertained by this game. I mean, it's still a fun game, and it deserves all of the credit that it has. I mean, it is a great game. If you're new to this game and you just got the collection, then you have no idea what I'm talking about, and you're probably like, what are you talking about? This game's full of stuff to do. Yeah, well, if you're like me and you've been playing since the beta, some of you since the alpha, then you're done. You're done with this game. You've beat it, basically. Write in the comments, let me know what you think that, or hope for Bungie to do to kind of help you get back in the game. Tell me what would get you playing this game again. My name has been KillerBeast61, and I will see you guys in the next one.